Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Welcome to all and enjoy the class. Type of hypothesis. Type of hypothesis. There are many types of hypothesis, but six most common form of hypothesis are simple hypothesis, complex hypothesis, null hypothesis, alternative hypothesis, logical hypothesis or directional hypothesis, and statistical hypothesis. Now we have to discuss one after another briefly. Simple hypothesis. What is simple hypothesis? Simple hypothesis is that one in which there exists a relationship between two variables. One is called independent variable or causes variable, and another one is dependent variable or effective variable. For example, smoking leads to cancer. Smoking is independent or causes variable, and cancer is dependent or effective variable. For second example, the higher ratio of unemployment leads to crimes. Here, unemployment is independent or causes variable, and crime is dependent or effective variable. Complex hypothesis. What is complex hypothesis? Complex hypothesis is that one in which as a relationship among the variables exist. In this type, independent as well as dependent variable are more than two. For example, smoking and another drugs leads to cancer, tension chest infection, etc. Here, smoking and another drugs are independent variable, cancer, tension chest infection are dependent variable. For second example, the higher ratio of unemployment, poverty, illiteracy lead to crimes like theft, rape, prostitution, and killing, etc. Here, unemployment, poverty, illiteracy are independent variable, and theft, rape, prostitution, and killings are dependent variable. A null hypothesis. A null hypothesis exists when a researcher believes there is no relationship between the two variables, or there is a lack of information to state a scientific hypothesis. There is something to attempt, disprove, or discredit. Is very simple way. When a researcher believes there is no significant differences between the variables, this is called a null hypothesis. For example, there is no significant change in my health during the time when I drink green tea only or root beer only. Second example, if a researcher wants to test the hypothesis that the population mean is equal to the hypothesized mean equal 100, then the null hypothesis should be stated as the population mean is equal to hypothesis mean 100. Simply, it may be written as this is the null hypothesis, this is the population mean equal to the hypothesis mean equal 100. That means when population mean and hypothetical mean is equal, there is no difference. This is the null hypothesis. Alternative hypothesis. The alternative hypothesis denoted by H1 or HA. If simple results do not support this null hypothesis, then it is called as alternative hypothesis H1. If null hypothesis is accepted, then it implies that alternative hypothesis being rejected. On the other hand, if null hypothesis is rejected, it means that alternative hypothesis is accepted. The following the three possible alternative hypotheses may be considered. These are the three ways to develop alternative hypothesis. Population mean is not equal to the hypothetical means. That means the alternative hypothesis is that the population mean is not equal to 100 or population means. That is, it could be greater than or less than 100. Second way, population mean higher than the hypothetical mean. The alternative hypothesis is that the population mean is greater than 100. And the third one, population mean less than the hypothetical mean. The alternative hypothesis is that the population mean is less than 100. These are the three ways to create alternative hypothesis. Directional hypothesis. Directional hypothesis predict the direction of the relationship between independent and dependent variable. For example, high quality of nursing education will lead to high quality of nursing practice skill. Here, high quality of nursing education is directed to the nursing practice skill. Here, high quality of nursing education is independent variable and nursing practice skill is dependent variable. Second, girls' ability of learning moral science is better than the boys. Non-directional hypothesis. Non-directional hypothesis predict the relationship between the independent and dependent variable but does not specify the directional of the relationship. For example, teacher-student relationship influence the student's learning. There is no significant difference between 9th class boys and girls' ability of learning moral values. Statistical hypothesis. A hypothesis which can be verified statistically called statistical hypothesis. The statement would be logical or illogical, but if statistical verify it, it will be statistical